So the Reborn Treant Soulwood boss is actually not that hard. There's just a bunch of stuff that you have to keep track of to make sure you're not getting hit by everything that he puts out onto the boss arena. So I'm going to go through everything you're going to need to know step by step, the items I think you should be using, and the strategies that I used in order to take this boss down. So with that being said, let's jump right into it. First off, this is a tree, so obviously fire is going to do a lot of damage. Equip yourself the bone needle so you can imbue fire onto your weapon. The next thing you're going to want to take advantage of is you want to get the Mind Lotus Seed. What this item is going to do is it's going to alleviate despair buildup, which this boss is going to do if you step in the wrong places in this arena. Also, once again, any type of throwable that's going to do fire damage is going to make your life much easier when fighting this massive boss, because he's so big, you're actually fighting the camera. So one of the first moves I saw him use in the arena was he's going to try to suck you in, so you're going to need to run in the opposite direction or just try to keep dodging if you have enough stamina in order not to get hit or swallowed by this attack. This next move is the one you want to look at in order to do a lot of damage to him. You're going to wait for him to rear back with his arm and then slam it into the ground. As soon as he does this, get as close to that arm as you can and start pouring out the damage. This fight can be very, very long because the windows to hit him are very small, but this is one of those great times to do some damage. You also want to watch out for when he rears backwards and starts sucking air in. He's going to shoot out these red projectiles that will track you to an extent, and if you get hit by them, they're going to cause that despair buildup. Now, they are also going to leave those small plants on the ground that give you stacks of Skyborn Might, so if you are going magic or feathering, you can do some spell damage after you get these picked up off the ground. He also is going to have a fire breath attack where he's going to start charging up a fireball in his mouth, and as he comes down close to the arena, you want to run to the left. This is going to spread fire all over the center of the arena, and if you get stuck in it, it is going to do a lot of damage and cause some burn buildup on you. However, while he is down in this animation, he's going to put one of his arms down on the left, and you can run up to it and start hitting it to do a decent amount of damage. Now, one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to start hitting his main body for too long, as he's going to start pooling a giant pool of despair, and it will kill you, much like Deathblight does in Elden Ring. Now, much like the charge attack he did earlier where he slams his hand into the ground, he does have a very similar attack where he's going to sweep horizontally across the arena. I just backed up and waited for him to swing all the way through, and then you can reposition yourself to either get off some damage or prepare yourself for his next attack. It should also be mentioned as well that the attack we just discussed where he horizontally swipes across the arena can come from both directions, so just be aware of that. Also be mindful that he can summon a few trees that will spin in circles if you get too close of them and do some damage. Now, they are kind of annoying and you can avoid them pretty easily by just standing on the other side of the arena, but definitely be mindful of when they are up. He doesn't seem to have any move that telegraphs those trees shooting up, so just definitely be aware of your surroundings in this fight. If you get too close to him, there's also going to be skeletons that will spawn as well. They are not fast and they just crawl on the ground. They're very easy to kill, and typically while you're hitting him, you will end up hitting them as well, so they're not a huge problem. But those are every single one of his moves. I think the hardest part about this fight is just waiting for the correct windows of opportunity to present themselves when you can start attacking him, and staying out of either the AoE or the fire that he does. I'm going to leave the full boss fight here so you can see everything happen in real time with nothing slowed down, and I will join you guys at the end of the video. But that is going to be it for the Reborn Treant boss guide. If you guys have any questions, per usual, leave them down in the comments below. Would love to talk to you guys more in depth about this boss fight for those who need it. We also have a Discord, so that link will also be in the description below if you have any further questions. But with that being said, thank you so much for watching until the end of the video. Make sure to subscribe on your way out. And until next time, stay safe, enjoy the game, and I'll see you in the next one.